Hey ChatGPT, it is mind-boggling to me how Code 19 can protect all the letters of the Quran. Please dig it out and shed some light on it in 40 seconds.
Surah Al-Muddathir, Quran, chapter 74, verse 30, which states, "Over it are 19. One verse often cited in discussions about the Quran's structure and numerical patterns is Surah Al-Muddathir, 74:30, which states, "Over it are 19. This verse is frequently referenced by proponents of the Code 19 theory, as it directly mentions the number 19, suggesting a deeper significance within the Quran.
Thank you so much, ChatGPT. Let's dive deeper into this chapter together with Jack and Wilson. Hey everyone, before we dive into that, I was delving into my YouTube channel analytics and noticed most of you who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. Would you do me a huge favor, please, and hit the subscribe button? It really motivates me and helps the channel to grow so I can do more videos just like the one you're about to watch. So without further ado, let's dive in.
All right, diving right in today. We're looking at the number 19 in the Quran.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, you guys gave us a bunch of articles, analyses, even a YouTube video.
With some Islamic scholars chiming in.
Exactly. Let's see what they're saying about 19 in the Quran.
Well, it all starts right in the Quran itself.
Oh, yeah, in Surah Al-Muddathir, right?
Yep. 74.30 mentions 19 angels guarding hell.
19 angels. Why 19? You know, it's so specific.
It's a question that got people thinking. For centuries.
And looking for other 19s, I bet.
Exactly. And they found patterns. More than you'd expect by chance.
Like with the number of chapters. 114, right?
Divisible by 19. 6 times 19 is 114.
And the verses, too, from what I read.
Some ways of counting them, yeah. It gets complex.
And 19 keeps popping up.
Even the Basmala, that opening phrase.
In the name of God, the whole thing. Right?
19 letters, exactly. And that's where probability comes in.
Oh, like in that YouTube video with the coins.
Yes. Dr. Shabir Ali explained it well. Flipping a coin.
50 chance, heads or tails.
But getting heads, say, 10 times in a row.
Way less likely. The odds go way down.
Same with rolling a specific number. Especially if your dice has 19 sides.
Okay, I'm seeing the point. So finding 19 all over the Quran.
Super unlikely if it was just random.
Which makes people think it's on purpose, like a blueprint.
A deliberate structure, yeah. And that leads us to
Dr. Khalifa and his 19 code theory.
Right, he really took that idea and ran with it.
A whole code based on 19 hidden in the Quran.
Now, some of his claims were controversial.
Yeah, like being a messenger of God and all that.
Those scholars didn't buy that. But putting that aside.
The patterns are still interesting, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like how often certain words appear.
Multiple of 19 times, that kind of thing.
Exactly. He even said the word Allah itself.
Fits the pattern. Wow, so it all goes back to
19 angels. It's like the starting point.
And then it unfolds from there. All these connections.
Like that verse with the angels, it's 57 words long.
Wait, 57.
That's 19 times 3. And the first 30 verses of that chapter.
Come on, don't tell me. Another 19 thing.
95 words, which is 19 times 5. And get this.
Oh, there's more.
From the start of the chapter up to the word 19.
Hold on, how many letters is that?
361? 19 times 19. It's precise.
Whoa. And that Medium article said this is all over the Quran.
Not just one chapter, yeah. So what does it mean?
Right, that's the big question. Why these patterns?
Well, for a lot of Muslims, it strengthens their faith.
Like proof that the Quran is from God.
It's too perfect to be random, they'd say. A sign of God's hand.
Makes sense. But even for people who aren't,
Not religious, yeah. It's still fascinating intellectually.
Yeah, like how was this book put together? Does it have hidden meanings?
It makes you wonder. Whether it's divine or not, it's remarkable.
Okay, so we've got this 19 tapestry all through the Quran, starting with the angels. Where else does it show up?
We'll take the Basmala again. You'd think it'd appear.
114 times. Once per chapter.
Makes sense, right? But it's not that simple.
Oh boy, here we go. Another 19 twist.
One chapter, Surah at Tawbah. It's missing.
Missing. Like the whole Basmala is just gone.
Yep. But then, Surah An-Naml, chapter 27.
Has it twice. I'm starting to see the pattern here.
Beginning and middle of the chapter. But the total is still
114, so it balances out,
Yeah.
which is, wait for it,
19 times 6.
it's too perfect. There's got to be a connection between those chapters.
There is. There are exactly 19 chapters separating them.
No way. That's insane. It can't just be a coincidence.
It makes you wonder, all this planning, like it was designed.
Totally. Okay, so we've got the Basmala, the chapters. even specific verses. But that Medium article mentioned the letter Qaf, too. What's up with that?
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. So chapter 50 of the Quran, Surah Qaf.
Qaf. Okay.
It starts with the letter Qaf, which, fun fact,
Hit me with it.
is also the first letter of the word Quran in Arabic.
Whoa, so the chapter named Qaf is right in the middle of the Quran.
Exactly. And there's more. In that chapter, the letter Qaf appears
19 times, or some multiple.
77 times.
Yeah.
19 times 3.
There it is. I knew it. I knew 19 had to be involved. What else? There's got to be more with this Qaf thing.
There is. It appears 57 times in another chapter, too. Surah Ashura, the 42nd.
Hold on. So 2 chapters, 57 Qafs each. That adds up to
114. All the chapters in the Quran.
It's like that letter, which starts the word Quran, is woven into the whole book.
A pretty wild connection. And to think, we started with...
They're angels. 19 of them. Like, it's the key to this whole code.
It really is. So all these 19s in all these places, what do scholars make of it?
Yeah, what are people saying this means?
For a lot of Muslims, it's powerful evidence for their faith.
Like, it proves the Quran is truly from God.
Exactly. They say it's too complex, too precise to be human.
It's got to be divine. It's like a miracle, almost.
That's how many see it, yeah. A sign of God's power.
But even for people who aren't religious.
It's still a puzzle. It makes you think.
Yeah, like how did this book come together? Is there more to it than we see on the surface?
Big questions. Whether you believe in God or not, it's fascinating.
Totally agree. So we've seen 19 all over, chapters, verses, even individual letters. What impact has this had on how people understand the Quran?
It's definitely deepened people's appreciation for it. For Muslims, it's like confirmation.
Like their faith was already strong, but now it's even stronger.
Exactly. It's tangible proof, they might say. It's not just a feeling.
It must be amazing to see these patterns and feel even closer to God.
And the fact that we can appreciate it fully now with technology.
You mean like computers to analyze all the data?
Yeah, tools to see the big picture. It adds another layer of awe. Like it was always there, but now we get it.
But not everyone agrees about what it means.
No, of course not. Not everyone sees it as divine. Some are more skeptical.
They'd say it's just coincidence. Or people finding patterns where there aren't any.
That's one argument, yeah. Like if you look hard enough, you can find patterns anywhere, even random stuff.
It's like those cloud shapes people see animals or faces.
Right. It's our brains trying to make sense of things.
So maybe some of this is like that? But even if it's not divine...
It's still incredibly interesting. The structure, the potential for hidden meaning.
It makes you think about the Quran differently. Like how carefully was it put together?
And what were the writers or the compilers thinking? Big questions.
So whether it's from God or not, it's a remarkable feat, this 19 phenomenon.
Totally. It's undeniable. It sparked tons of debate, new interpretations.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about the impact they have.
Exactly. It's about how it makes people think and re-examine their beliefs.
Okay, so after all this discussion, how would you respond to someone who just says, it's just a coincidence?
I'd say, sure, it's possible, but look at the scale of it, the complexity.
How many 19s we've found and how they all connect.
The odds of that happening randomly are astronomically small.
It's like winning the lottery, then doing it again the next day, and the next. At some point, you got to think.
There's something else going on, something deliberate.
And for a lot of people, that something is God.
That's the belief it strengthens, yeah. That the Quran is divinely inspired.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, is there some deeper meaning to the universe we're just not getting?
Yeah, it's a question people have been wrestling with for ages.
And maybe we'll never know for sure, but it's still fascinating to think about.
Definitely. And either way, the Quran itself is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, all those layers of meaning, the structure. It's got people talking no matter what they believe.
For sure. So after this whole deep dive, what's the biggest thing you're taking away from it?
Honestly, it's that even just one number, like 19, can open up so much.
Right. It's like a key to a whole new way of looking at the Quran.
And who knows, maybe there are other secrets hidden in there too, other patterns we haven't found yet.
It makes you want to keep digging. It shows you there's always more to learn.
So true. For anyone listening who wants to go deeper, remember that Medium article?
Yep, it's got a link to a spreadsheet with all the data they analyzed.
Might be a bit much for some, but if you're into numbers, it's a goldmine.
And Dr. Ali's video is great too, if you prefer visuals.
The coin toss example, yeah, that really clicked for me.
It helps you understand the probability side of things.
So there you have it, folks. The Quran and the number 19. Math, spirituality, a whole lot of mystery. We've covered the patterns, what people think they mean, even the disagreements. But here's one last thought to leave you with. If every single 19 we found is just random chance, what are the odds of that? It boggles the mind. So go explore, check out the data, see what you think. Until next time, stay curious out there.
Thank you for joining us for today's podcast. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. If you're a truth seeker, yearning for divine light and ready to step out of darkness, now is your moment. The truth is that Allah is the one and only creator of the universe. He has sent over 124,000 messengers and prophets to guide humanity, starting with Adam and culminating with the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon them all. If you resonate with this message, you might be ready to embrace Islam. Simply recite the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith. For further support, feel free to join our WhatsApp group. You can send us a private message there. The link is in the video description. Don't wait until it's too late. We look forward to connecting with you soon.